I can't say 10:15 Theatre 4. Of
course,
I'm an accountant.
go
Get
on.
me out of here.
Plug.
Oh, Theatre 4, 10:15. I'm an accountant. Get me out of here. That's what I'm here for.
We love the name, by the way.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? Do you like
Great
it?
name.
Well done.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a bit of conflict because there's different things you think you should go to.
Yeah.
So there's one later about the small and large practice. So Will Funnell and Jonathan Ford talking about, do you grow to, I want to be the 7-figure, all that stuff, or do I just want 20 clients and I'm very happy with that? Yeah, so it's philosophical and quite interesting. Tech trends is always, I'm interested just to see what people are talking about. It's hard talking to lots of accounting clients to understand what's your top problem.
I think for me, there's been a couple of talks already. So Rachel Harris's personal brand was absolutely fantastic.
I've heard that before. Brilliant.
Yeah, and all of her content's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Has she been on the podcast before?
She's not yet. She's waiting for series 2. She's one of the most asked for guests
I can
we've
imagine.
had.
Yeah.
And her content creation clinic over there is just absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And her team are great as well. But no, the talks are these are the ones that I come here for. Have already been done so far. But for me, it's just meeting new firms. I think one thing we don't do, we got Sam Horner and Sam TG that are kings of the north, if you like, for Swoop. But for me to actually see firms that we work with in person, I think is the most important part. I think we had a number that can't stand already that you see them on screen, but seeing them in real life, kind of their height, so the fact they're 3D, that's for me. It's to seeing our current clients, but also meeting some new firms as well.
Do you know what? It is, it's probably quite cliche, but it is just meeting old friends, we're a remote first business, Employment Hero. So actually we have nearly 800 employees globally. And we don't have offices. I mean, we've got a couple of little offices that we can meet up, but we spend a lot of time at home.
Yeah.
And so coming to events like this, and I think this really is like an epitome of the future of work. You come to events like this to see your colleagues,
yes,
but to see your partners, your friends, and mostly just kind of like work out what the zeitgeist is, what really is going on within the industry at the moment, and how does that impact us, and what do we need to do as a business to sort of support the zeitgeist.
There's something about coming out and actually meeting people face to face, because I mean, so much of our life, certainly at Hammock, we are a very digital company. So much of it is done over Zoom and things like that. So, and it just is not the same. You cannot replicate that face to face contact. So it's really good for like new conversations. But one of the things I love is our existing clients who will come up, might be people that I've spoken to 100 times over the phone, email, Zoom, and then you actually meet them in person. And but it feels like you know them, but even though it's the first time you're meeting them, and it's always nice. They usually have really nice stories about like a client that they've just put on that's having a great time, and so I love hearing all of that. And then obviously I run the sales team here, so for some of especially my newer staff, like actually it's days like today when they actually really meet the people in person, where they start to really understand like who they're dealing with. Because I think accountants are quite a unique market, and I think sometimes certainly I've had people in our team who kind of go into it thinking accountants are going to be quite scary, and actually realize that they're all supposed to be really just like very friendly, want to have a laugh.
So it becomes a good team building event for your team, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, and so I say we always book the same hotel, which is really fun. And then went out for a nice team dinner last night. And
plug the hotel you're using, just because Aaron, myself, and Lizzie are staying there, and it's incredible.
Yeah, it's the Brewdog in Manchester, the Doghouse. The other hotels are available.
They are, but they don't have a shower fridge.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool hotel.
For me, it's actually talking to accountants who've got their own practice. My own practice. So I'm not just a software provider, so it's quite nice.
Mainly, what's been really supportive of my journey from moving from an employee to working for myself is the SIM and MIP community. They really have supported me with this transition, and I've only ever seen them on Zoom because they're really good at having regular catch-ups and support. And I've met a few of them today.
Oh,
for the
they've
first
been wandering around.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like meeting a famous person because you've only ever seen them on Zoom.
I suppose for me, it's about the panel shows. It's to listen to people who've done and made mistakes, corrected those mistakes, and learned from others. And it's taking the time out of the day to take some key takeaways from them, bring them home, start implementing those ideas. It's a bit of forward thinking, I suppose. With the purpose of how can we serve and help our clients in their business better? And I think the delivery of services, the services that you're offering here, is a real opportunity to take that home and bring that to the mainstream there as well.
I think for me, it's the afternoon conversation takes a little bit more of a personal tone.
It's got alcohol in anything to it, or
Potentially. I'm not drinking, so I can't comment.
Okay,
But
okay.
it feels like in the morning, despite the fact this is definitely a more gentle event, people still show up slightly armoured up, expecting to be sold to, and a little bit like bracing themselves. And by the afternoon, I think you've worn through that. And so the people that are coming to the stand and having those conversations, by that point, they've absorbed a ton of really insightful, great content all day. They are filled with ideas of things they're going to take away, things they're expected to tell the team about. Their bags are full, so they're not just hunting for socks and pens anymore. And so the conversation is really meaningful. And it's actually, even instead of people just saying, tell me what you do at Teleroo, it's like, when did you guys start? What kind of clients do you work with? Like, that conversation becomes way more reciprocal. So afternoon conversation is definitely my favourite. That and probably an energy drink.
Yeah. Definitely.
People. Always the people, right? It's always connecting with accountants, fellow vendors, leaders, influencers, whatever it is in this space. It's being able to spend time with them.
Brilliant.
So the events are always great, and I always love coming here. But what I like here is I get to run into, have a conversation with you, and then I'm talking to Will Farnell or Glenn from ACCA or whoever. And it's a great place to get people together, catch up. And then you've got like the social element around it as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
And Accountex Manchester has grown a social element. The first few years it wasn't there. This year, it's like we had the Accountex darts.
Yeah.
Accountex darts. Everyone was going to the Albert Schloss after that, and so on and so on and so on, right? So it's that thing where it feels a bit more of a all-round event, and that's exciting because again, I can introduce people and say, hey, look, do you know this person?
Yeah.
I get introduced to new people. So I think the social element, and because it's not Accountex size London, because it is a bit more it's a bit more kind of, small is not the right word, but compact.
Yeah.
It feels a lot easier to navigate around and get to see a lot more people, make those connections and strengthen those connections.
Yeah.
And that's always my favourite bit at any part of any event.
Brilliant.
No, it's just been really great bumping into just so many. It's lovely to meet friends, old and new. And it's been great, even though this is up north and very different for me. I've still seen loads of people that I know.
Amazing.
So it's been fantastic.
Probably meeting up with people that we've not really met or we've been chatting to online. It's that really that we're looking for. And it's nice for the team to sort of get out and
So have you
have a
brought
day
the
out of
team?
the office. We're just two of us today.
Okay,
Right.
fair play.
No one else could kind of make it. But
Yeah.
it's nice to have time out of the office to have some time with each other.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And just have a break from compliance work, really.